Welcome to Tools for Teens, where the smart gets smarter. Here we explore AI tools that you can use to unleash your imagination. In today's lesson, we talk about basic shortcuts to enhance your efficiency. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Tools for Teens, where the smart gets smarter. Today, we're talking about little shortcuts to be fast and efficient. Let's get into it. The first thing I want you to get used to using is your notepad. So on Windows, it's Notepad. I think on Mac, it's called Notes. So I'm just going to search for, I just type in Note, and in the search option, my notepad appears. So I'm just going to click on that. It opens up the notepad, and now I can start working with the notepad. This is very important. You're going to use this a lot, especially with code. For example, when we have worked with code, I can just take that code that AI has given me. I could copy that into the notepad and save that as an HTML file or whatever. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that AI really does love text files. It's efficient. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So Notepad, number one. Another thing I want you to get used to is working with your keyboard and your mouse pad, sometimes all at the same time. I still see students doing something like this. They'll highlight everything within that folder, and then they'll right click, and then they'll go to copy. And so it continues. So I want you to get used to using shortcuts. Control A would be highlighting, Control C would be copying, all right, and Control V would be pasting. We'll get to that in a second. Now, you might ask, does it really make a difference? Yes. In the age of AI, every second counts. So I want you to be as efficient as possible. Other times, you'll have to use your mouse pad on your laptop. I also want you to get used to using two fingers at the same time to move around as efficiently as possible. So here you can see an image that I've downloaded from Google Images. And that brings me to my next point, because shortcuts on the keyboard is just as important. So I've scrolled around a bit looking for an image. This was one of the best ones I could find, by Faras. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I would recommend that you look at the most important shortcuts on this list, experiment a little bit. Just be careful using the Windows L option, which locks the computer, and also the Shift Delete option, which deletes programs permanently. I will include the shortcuts I think is most important in your notes section. And like I said, I want you to get used to using them. One shortcut that is not on this list is a little hack that I like to use when it comes to looking for folders. So instead of scrolling through everything, I know that if I type the first letter of that folder, it takes me directly to that folder. So inside the Abuti folder, for example, I want to go to Tools for Teens. So now I'm just going to type the letter T, and there you can see it jumped to the first folder that starts with a T. If I continue on, T, 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 okay, it takes me to Tools for Teens. So that saves me a few microseconds, but at the end of the day, it all adds up. Another example of being much more efficient and saving a lot of time is with your downloading strategies. If you have not set your computer to downloading within a specific folder, you should do that right now. So if you go to the top right, you will see a drop-down menu, and you're going to look for settings. Okay, so when we click into settings, what you want to look for is your downloads option. And when I click there, I want to make sure that the computer is going to ask where to save each file before downloading. I see a lot of my students just downloading into their download folder, and it's not very efficient and it's not very neat. The download folder becomes crowded with files, and you end up wasting time at the end of the day. So I've clicked that option. Now I know that if I download something, it's going to download it into the folder that I've selected. And when I press save, you're going to see a little option here. Just before that option disappears, okay, you can then click there to show that file that you've downloaded inside the folder, which saves a lot of time. Okay, so if I now click on that, it's going to open the folder where I just downloaded and saved the file. Now, with this hack, I've saved quite a few seconds. And with everything that I'm going to teach you, you're going to download and upload a lot of stuff. So we want to make sure that you don't waste time. We want to make sure that you're hyper efficient. One last little thing that I want to show you, if you don't know this yet, is the zoom in, zoom out function on your browser. So right now my browser is set to 100%. Sometimes you will enter into a website that will look a little bit out of whack, something like this. And you might get confused because you can't find the button that you're looking for. So this function is there to help you zoom out a little bit so you can get a better idea of the whole picture of the platform that you're working with. Perhaps there's a button at the bottom that you need to tick that you can't find. And now you're wasting a lot of time looking for a button that is just there, but you can't see it because your browser is zoomed in too much. So these were a few little hacks of mine. I hope this was useful. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about extensions and things that I feel you need to install to upgrade your efficiency even more. I'll see you in the next one. Stay adaptable.